How you guys doing? Welcome back to another video. We're going to be speaking on the topic of risk, right? Just a reassuring or even just a reminder whenever you come into a situation where you got to take a risk, right? It's important whenever you matching up a risk to ask yourself the risk that you're taking. Is it gonna match up the same energy with the reward that you may gain, right? For an example, let me show you a broad example. They say that, or not they say, but it's said to say that, it's said that when we do good in this earth or this lifetime, we are promised to, or as we, have believe in faith into your higher power, promised the afterlife, right? The things you do that could be, maybe people take people's lives, maybe people do misleading things to people. That type of risk, is that worth the afterlife, right? Is that worth risking your chance in the afterlife? The things you do, is that worth risking your chance in the afterlife, right? So it's just important to remember, and this is eternally. This is not even, we're probably on this earth for what? I could say less than 200 years, because people probably live up to you have people that live up to 120, but less than 200 maybe. Don't know how long people live for the most part, but I could say around less. Most average people live to 70, 80, 90, something like that. So you're talking about eternity life, right? Is the things you're doing worth that risk of you not being able to live that eternal life? In fact, they say that you could be, casted away into burning fire or whatever for the rest of your life, right? So that's a broad description. Another thing I could say is everything you do, okay, this can be a career choice, right? Let's go into more of a. We're gonna go more on a general way, right? Most people have a career choice or the things that they want to achieve in life, and I just want to know, when it comes down to your career choice, if you're switching careers, right? And you might have concern because the career that you're choosing maybe might pay less, right? Or you might receive less because the company you're doing for, things like that. But maybe that company, or maybe that career choice might make you a little bit happier. You know what I'm saying? One thing I've noticed, from personal experience and from third party looking into other people's lives when I be around them, is, let's say you're working at a location and this location doesn't, kind of makes you feel depressed or things like that, but then you still have responsibilities outside your work life, right? Let's say you still gotta cook, or you still gotta find something to eat, right? And you see that if you don't have a lot of time weekends, or even your feelings are not driven to what you do as far as work goes, you tend to sometimes come home and feel like eating out a lot of the time. So a lot of times it could save you money from transferring jobs, even though you may see it at first as making money. Saving money is just as important as making it. You know what I mean? That's one thing I want to mention. Taking a risk. I definitely want you guys to be reminded that taking a risk doesn't mean that it's the end of the world. You know what I mean? Things could happen for the worse or for the better. We just never know. But it's just important to really ask yourself, the things that the reward. You know what's crazy? The reward could even be just being happy. And I feel like you can't put you can't even put a price tag on happiness. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just it's a different type of feeling. It's good. It's a different type of feeling. So I feel when it comes down to taking risks and you ask yourself, hey, is this something that I'm willing to take a risk on? And this could be anything. I just want you guys to think about the things that you're doing and just ask yourself, we take a risk every second of our lives. Whenever we put time into a situation or a hobby or anything. Anytime we take our time and apply it to anything, sleep, whatever, right? We take a risk of basically not able to use that time in a right way. For an example, let's say you only have 100 years, right? So you have start off with 100 years, and the time as you spend an hour or whatever, it takes away from that life, right? From that lifespan, and you're kind of taking a risk because it's like the things that you're doing, are you doing them where you're going to gain a happier life? You know what I mean? Is it going to benefit you in the end? You see what I'm saying? That's where I feel like it's like the real key to it. The things you do, are they gonna really benefit you in the end? You know what I mean? So when we take risks each and every day, we take risks just by walking outside our door, right? Because you don't know if you're even going to come back in your house. You know what I'm saying? But the risk, sometimes you gotta take those type of things because there's an everyday risk we take. And I just want you guys to look at it that way too, because once you get used to taking risks, or once you get used to anything really, it becomes a part of your lifestyle. And if you're willing to, like I said, if you're willing to drive to the store and take a risk being on your highway or in a transportation, but you're not willing to take a risk for your dreams, I feel like I don't see where the logic takes place in that. You know what I'm saying? If we're so used to getting in a transportation that's man-made, that is not 100% safe, and you got other people in your road, the type of course that you have to be a part of in order to get to a location or wherever you gotta go. The fact that you gotta hop in a car with multiple other cars on the road and things like that. And if we can risk our lives in that aspect, and this is our actual life, right? This is safety. If you're willing to risk, not willing because you nonchalant, like I say, you're so used to driving your car, you don't think about this type of thing. You're so used to flying a plane, you don't think about that. You're so used to getting on a cruise, you don't think about that. But it's important to know, or to keep in the back of your head that, I'm willing to do this every day. Get in this car, take this risk of my life being, at risk. Why can't I have a risk? Why can't I take the risk on transferring jobs, or making time for something different, or you know what I mean? Like, all right, I might, like, the end goal is, let's say you transfer jobs. Worst case scenario, money short, you gotta sleep in your car. But I feel like the same car that you take to travel with every day, you risk your life every day getting on that road. So we need to start, as people, we need to start to realize that if we can risk our lives every day without even realizing, because we're so used to doing it, we can have that same motive to be used to taking risks when it comes down to transfer, when it comes down to being happy. Because like I said, I feel like happiness is over everything, and happiness is what really drives you to become a better quality individual. So I strongly believe that if we're willing to take a risk every day driving the car, we should be taking a risk when it comes on to transferring jobs or transferring things that you do or things of that nature, because you would like to be happier, right? Like this video if you agree, if you found it helpful, found any wisdom in what I said. Comment any quotes. Like if you guys have any quotes and things like that regarding anything, drop me in the comment section. We want this comment section to be full of wisdom, knowledge, things like that. Subscribe if you came across this video and you would like to see more. Subscribe. Also, if you are subscribed and you want to get notified, just hit the post notification for me, so that way you guys can be notified exactly when I drop a video. And we're gonna start off like that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in and listening to my opinion. This is my humble opinion on when it comes down to taking a risk. I just want to remind you guys that we take a risk every day, and it's gonna be no different when you take a risk for your happiness. As far as, because I feel like even being happy is the most important thing in life in general, right? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. I will see you in the next video.